It's an unacceptable situation. I mean, that we have kids going to school hungry, that people are, like I said, skipping meals so that they can just cover the other costs such as their rent, their medication, just trying to get by.
Food Banks B.C.'s latest hunger report shows nearly 1 in 4 British Columbians are facing food insecurity. More than 1 million people paid a visit to food banks in the province. 30% who received help from food banks are children. The report also highlights a growing gap between wages and cost of living. 1/4 of food banks' clients reported they have job income but need additional support.
This has been one of the steepest climbs that we've seen among income sources for our clients. Minimum wage is not enough. If you live in the Lower Mainland, you're about $10 short an hour of what it costs to get by.
He says the increased demand and decreased supply is making nonprofits anxious about a sustainable food bank system.
We have gone from hope to fear in looking at an outlook where if the trends continue, they don't know how long they can keep doing this for.
This charity that has been helping communities fight hunger also saw growing needs in their food banks, with 5,000 people visiting each month.
It's a hard thing to think that you're doing everything you can and it's still not enough. That's hard. We're now seeing families where both parents are working. It's a dual income household and they still can't make ends meet and they need our help.
A researcher in food security pointed to multi-layer reasoning behind the increased demand in food banks.
Search in terms of like the food costs and also pretty much like inflation in general never stop. I think the food costs is still keep going up with that, while the rental is sort of stabilized in some way, but stabilized as a higher point.
He says cutting food costs has become a way for some to keep themselves afloat.
And many people start thinking about where to save costs, even though they have a working income, but it doesn't mean that they can spend the way they did in the past for that. So going to the food banks to subsidize maybe 20% or 30% of their food costs.
Food banks calling for more support as their demands increase. Pinki Wong, CBC News, Port Moody.